So once again, very good day to everybody. This is history of media, and today's topic, as usual, it should be interesting. It is Y2K, year of 2000. Okay, the world before our world. Okay, so what actually happened? Yeah, 20th century, the beginning of the 20th century, and everybody dreamt that the world is going to end, and we will not have an extended life and so on. Okay, so this is especially for you, my dear students and young researchers, and you can reach me at dr.christoananth@gmail.com. So before beginning the session, once again let me thank God for giving me this opportunity to deliver this useful session, to share my knowledge among my fellow national, international participants, students and young researchers. In today's class, we'll have a short introduction towards the Millennium bug, okay, and then we discuss about the technological renaissance, what actually led to this Y2K problem, how was actually Y2K avoided, so that we'll be discussing. Then we had the 2-digit year, instead of 4-digit, we had 2-digit, okay. So that was what all the companies, all the organizations were programming their dates, and it was very difficult to debug the problem, okay. And about the Y2K rumors, as usual, people started spreading rumors, okay. And then we had more chat rooms and message boards which originated during 20th century, 2000, okay. And there has been dramatic advances in technology, like before 2000, what happened? On 1st January 2000, what really happened? After January 2000, and maybe before 2001, what really happened? That we will be discussing, okay. And finally, we are going to end this class with a Y2K like bug, okay. So within the end of the week, I will be giving you assignment, okay. I will be posting all the materials. You please go through them. And as I told you, like we are almost done with 5 assignments. So which means the part for you is to complete them as soon as possible, so that I will be checking them, okay, at the earliest time. Okay, so at regular intervals, I will be giving you some short videos to discuss the knowledge in our topics. Right. Fine. So it all went on with the Millennium bug. It happened during 20 years ago. Okay, 20 years ago. So Y2K was the famous problem that we had. So it was an acronym. Y2K is nothing but 2000. Okay, it had like a computer problem. It had like social a boost, or maybe social problem, social curse. Also, you can say everything emerged, and everybody started to understand. Everybody went on to go for perception in a different way. Okay, so whenever a new year is started, immediately we will have much of promises, we have hopes. But when the year 2000 started, it was elikalik. We had promises, also like we had like, okay, the world is going to end. Okay, so let's go back to 1999. Okay, so we had like the Star Wars themed mitzvah party and so on. Okay, so Mark Zuckerberg was the founder of the Facebook, was just fresh to the world. As I told you earlier in the classes, before Facebook there was Orkut. Everybody was using Orkut, and after that only Facebook came. Okay, we were using Scrapbook, we were using some Spanish version of the Orkut, and after that only Facebook came, and he was very fresh. Okay, at that time Facebook was much more away than this Star was. Okay, so we were living in a technological renaissance. We had mobile phones, not much of smartphones, but those were considered golden ones. Okay, PCs, internet was available to the public for the first time, and we had PCs, means it's not completely notebook computers, but it had an extended version, maybe, but definitely smaller than the desktop that we are using. Okay, so all those technological startups which were started in during those time had the same concept: move fast and break the stuff, because they knew, okay, by 2000, like there is going to be some catastrophic event, like something is going to happen, so we have to be very fast. So in 1991 the first website went live, that is by 1999, and 150 million people were browsing the internet from different sites across www. Okay, So in 1990s, everybody started to use digital content, everybody started to share the digital content, and every new pages that were developed, it was very small. They had, of course, graphic interface cards, graphic user interfaces, but it was the beginning, and of course, everybody was on to sharing. Okay, so as I can still remember, we used to share Google images across the internet, across emails, across Yahoo mails. At that time, Gmail was not popular. Okay, Yahoo mail was very popular. So we used to share pictures of the famous actors at that time, actresses, famous politicians, famous celebrities. We used to share, and that was the sensation. Now, they were sharing animations, videos, everything, but now, earlier during those days, that was not. Okay. Y2 scare began, and the Millennium bug made the whole world to an entire stop. Yeah. Okay. Right. So, for example, financial institutions were too much into building these technology. They had their urgent need, urgent requirement to build into technology. Also, most big banks which ran on the dated computers or maybe technologies had this problem because they had to measure the transactions. They had to fix up the dates. They have to withdraw the money. Everything was going on a life cycle, and suddenly the date problem became a global sensation. Okay, right. So it had an epidemic like panic even. So even the international markets, the stocks, the shares were having a bad time with the Y2K scare. Okay, so there was one research firm, a very popular research firm. It was Gartner. Okay, it estimated that in order to fix the Millennium bug, okay, it was expected to be between $300 billion to $600 billion just to fix up this Millennium bug. Okay, not only Gartner. I will tell you some examples. General Motors, they came out with a quotation that it would cost $565 million to fix the problem from the bug. Another City Corp, it estimated that the cost would be $600 million, while MCA stated it would take $400 million. Now MCA is trying to play some business. Out of all this one, it quoted the least, so maybe they would go on to them. Okay. So right then, the US government passed the order 2000 Information and Readiness Disclosure Act, okay, to prepare for this bug, to prepare for the global awareness, okay, about the administration and officials for the agencies like FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency. It's an emergency. It's a global emergency, and you have to fix it. This is what the US, the president as well as the government came out with the. No, it was a good cause. For the good cause, for the in order to take the people away from this one, they came out with this emergency act. Okay, right. So what led to Y2K? Okay, so private companies, everybody started preparing for this one. It was mainly due to this economics. Okay, so maybe when computers started, programs were stored in a type of storage like primary storage or maybe secondary storage. Okay, temporary storage. So they were not accustomed, or maybe they are quite new to the technology. They are not fixing up the things correctly. Okay, and the problem existed. Okay, right. So the Millennium was just about 40 years away and so on. Okay, so which led the programs to force a two-digit code, okay, instead of a four-digit code for the year. So that is the reason 75, 76, 79, 85, 90, 95, 99, and then 00. It has to be 00. And if it is 00 means, okay, so that was the mistake they did. It was completely ignorant. Okay, for example, when pandemic came, what happened? We didn't know about it. We were ignorant. Same thing happened in the Millennium bug. They don't know about it. Okay, so they used a two-digit code. Okay, so experts feared maybe like from two-digit to 00, it might cause a major problem. Okay, like airline reservation to financial databases, government system, everything they would crash. That they thought. Okay, right. So for example, banking system, if you can see internet banking now it is available, but earlier there used to be traditional banking systems. Okay, we had like fixed deposit, recurring deposit, everything being carried out, and all katabolas and celebrities they used to transfer in the Swiss bank. Okay, so everything was going on in a cycle, and if you can use a two-digit code for this purpose, then like everybody might lose interest in this one. Okay, so the depositors were worried that okay, what would happen to our money? It would entirely freeze. Okay, because we have to withdraw the funds, we have to go for important transactions. Everybody was into worry. Okay, so the bankers was also worried because they have to take the interest out of this one. Finally, they have to run the business. Okay, so the interest might be calculated for 1,000 years from 1000 to 1999 instead of a single day. Okay, because okay, the world is going to end. Okay, they have to calculate the interest for the whole. Okay, for 1,000 years. Okay, right. So how was Y2K avoided? So as I told you, the 2000 Information and Readiness Disclosure Act came on to. So FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency, came out to monitor the efforts of private companies. So they were able to fix up this problem. Okay, so it was just a minor correction that they have to make, but like Gartner, Citycom, MCA, everybody quoted too much. Okay, and it was finally solved just with a small modification. Okay, instead of two-digit, it is four-digit. Okay. Right. So after 2000, there was emerging digital technology. Actually, they thought, okay, it is the end of the world, but we rather call it as the beginning of a new world. Okay, because it was how like digital information technology came onto, like digital music, art, fashion, design, everything. Industry has got its new shape. Okay, like musicians during 2000, Jock embraced computer generated sound. Like no more playing human playing. Okay, we had computer generated sounds, high energy digital affected electronic music genres like the techno, trance, they became popular. And of course, let us not forget cyberpunk. Okay, which I discussed in the last class. Yes. Okay, so cyberpunk, Matrix evolution, it came on to. Okay, and that is what people try to think about the digital technologies. Okay, so during the two-digit year, like 1999, between 2000, like people had like minimal color, trench coats, boots, big boots, sleek hairstyles. So that was the thing that was a fashion. And then garments include zippers, hoods, water resistant fabric. Okay, so that was almost famous. Okay, so 2000 they sensed okay, it was just a minor correction that they have to do so, and that was a small failure. Okay, so from 1999 to 2000, what actually happened? We will also try to identify. Okay. So by December 31, 1999, okay, when they rolled into January 1, 2000, I still remember I was in the church. I was just thinking in the church, okay, like, okay, the world is going to end. We had, no, I was a small kid. I was in the church. We had a New Year Mass, New Year service. Okay, so I was in the church. I was a very small kid. I think I was studying a seventh or eighth. I think so. I think so. I think so. Uh, yeah. And the New Year Mass started. I was just praying. Okay, God, please save me. I was actually praying because everywhere, everybody was saying the world is going to end. The when the clock struck 12, everybody was trembling. And
It was only in European countries?
no, all over the world, all over the world, all over the world. They said the world is going to end. Uh, they had several stories. God's second coming. God is going to come. He's going to defeat all the evil. Every religion has got their own stories. they were telling this one, but anyway, it passed away and we had new things to come. Okay, right. So, yeah. So errors, processing errors were there in all the streams, like softwares, databases, everything has to be updated. Okay, so to handle 4-digit years instead of 2 years afterwards. Okay, so when New Year's Eve drew closer, fears around the Y2 bug came onto. Okay, so everybody had a confusion like would civilization will diminish and maybe the problems confusions, okay, fight might come up, will rise up. Okay, or maybe like the digital technology what we just started to enjoy will completely collapse. So that also we had the issue, but rumors started playing. Okay, so even in the IT sector also, like they had a special a section called as Y2K complaint programs. Okay, so that was before the January 1 deadline. So they had a complaint system. So whatever complaint you have, you can register. Okay, in the complaint system. Okay, so US also had a site devoted to debunking the Y2K rumors because so many rumors were spreading. Okay, there was one website, no rumors like this. Okay, so they were saying, okay, so Y2K jokes also was Y2K jokes also was there in the cultural scenario. So they had this stuff. Okay, so like me, everyone held their breath during New Year's Eve 1999. Okay, wondering the world would end when the clock struck midnight. Okay, I was in the church and I was actually looking here and there. What will happen? Okay, so cyberspace didn't go. Okay, only thing it has to be repaired, and of course their efforts from 2 digit to 4 digit was all successful. Okay, so it was an issue that just came like a rumor and it just faded away as a news. Okay, afterwards we had good technologies like we were able to develop mp3 players, cellular phones, okay, buttons, and then the dawn of the smartphones, digital cameras, global positioning systems, everything has taken into spotlight. Okay, so the graphic user interfaces also became popular. So everybody was into a fear that okay, when we are into the computer or maybe when we are into the brighter screens, maybe what will happen to our sport life, what will happen to our physical being. Everybody started to think about that one, but everything went on very very fast, and now everybody is into mobiles like you people. Okay, and desktops and laptops and so on. Okay, so this was the earlier chat room or maybe the message board. Okay, so we had instant messaging service. Okay, back during 2000, we had the social media sites, blogs, everything was into these types of smileys. Take the smiley and you have to paste. Like we had moo, it's a cow. Okay, so we take it. Okay, so we had like chat rooms, message boards. I still remember I used to chat using Google Messenger. Okay, I used to chat via Orkut scrapbook. That was the chat we had. Okay, and after that only like Yahoo Messenger was Yahoo chat room was also there. Yahoo Messenger was also there, and afterwards only the platforms extended. Okay. So search engines and web browsers gave the users the sense that they were using the space without actual limits, and definitely there were more transparency, much openness, and everybody had the positive vibration. Everybody had a sense of optimism, no negative attitude, no hate speech. Like now, no hate speech, everybody positive, everybody optimistic. Okay, so that was the best part during the year 2000. Right, we had a sims, a life simulation game. You can also google and check them. Okay, so back in 2000 it was actually developed. Okay, so you can see actually now the version has completely changed. This was the earlier version. Okay, so it was a boundary between the cyber and the real. Okay, we had like digital tools. So this was the first game which gave a new identity, a new digital identity to the entire world. Okay, so maybe like we are creating an internet persona and we are depicting all these characters online. Okay, so it's very important. And even in the year 2022 also, you can find this Sims live simulation game. So it had some features, it had some upgrades. Okay, so there has been dramatic advances in the technology. Even like we were able to organize and conduct operations without the physical presence of doctors. Even okay, that we are able to do. Personal health was there, wellness is there. There has been certain upgrades in the financial sectors with regards to new technologies like artificial intelligence, machine learning, natural language processing. Everything has come up into okay, and we had during 2007 iPhone. Okay, so that was how it kick started. Okay, and 2020 everybody was using smartphones for working, for dating, for shopping, for playing, for anything and everything you use smartphones. Okay, so it has to be like a very essential device. Okay, for everybody. And old users generally were had their standard version, and afterwards they try to upgrade with this one. Okay, so digital technology started to create a I mean the worse impact for the children as well as teenagers as well. And when people started to think about its side effects, everything started to change dramatically. And of course we had the transition very fast. Right. So we are building larger network collaborated private as well as public networks as well. So actually when technology plays a vital role, we had problems also. So even in the government sector, companies and everyday individuals, they are into the brighter mode also. Like during the night, they were using the mobile in the darker mode also. So that creates a stress in your eyes even. Okay. So maybe when during December 31, 1999. So all the computer professionals, after defeating this Millennium bug, they were into much confidence. Like when they were able to fix this bug, then definitely they can come up with larger network systems. Okay, and this is how new factors, new technologies came into existence.